Hi, welcome back. I'm Tabbie Glass. I'm with PASS, which is Prevention Awareness Support Services. Today we're going to talk about helping our children cope with COVID-19. Here are some sources of information and resources to help. There's some for parents like National Child Traumatic Stress Network, American Academy of Pediatrics, the CDC, 0 to 3, Child Mind Institute, The Atlantic, Child Trends. These have great information about how to talk to your kids, maybe activities that you can do with your kids, things like that. There's some for children as well. Brain Pop, National Public Radio, and PBS Kids. They have different games and information also to try and help explain to your child about what's going on. Provide structure and routine. Children can struggle with change. It can interfere with their sense of structure, stability, and predictability, and they may be asking a lot of questions about the future, how their basic needs are going to be met, how they're going to get food, go to the store, all those different things, see their friends. Try to keep in a routine. Providing consistency will help them feel safe and have a sense of security, and they'll have an idea of what's going to happen next. Another really important part of supporting our kids is giving them consistent support, being sensitive to their feelings and responsive to their needs. Needs can be either physical or emotional. They may need food or clothing, but they also may just need, as you can see in the picture, a hug or reassurance that things are going to be okay. So give support. Be responsive if they have questions. Be sensitive to their needs and feelings, even if you don't quite understand them. Show them that you're trying to understand and that it's okay for them to feel the way that they're feeling. This will help them feel safe. It can reduce the risk of them developing anxiety, depression, or other trauma-related disorders, just knowing that you are there and you're willing to listen. Give them consistent reassurance that things are temporary and things will get better, and that you are going to make sure that they're safe. Being aware that every child is different and may respond in a different way is important too. We all have different personalities and have protective factors that are different. We come from different backgrounds, different supports in our lives, and we all are individually set up a little different to handle difficult situations and respond to difficult situations. So some children may be able to bounce back quicker, seem unaffected, or seem like they're handling the situation a lot easier, while others may be reacting a little more with anxiety, being clingy, extra needy, irritable, having difficulty with self-care, sleeping or eating. So be mindful that if they're reacting this way, it's likely because they're just kind of worried and they need that extra reassurance that everything's going to be okay. Keep your kids busy. It leaves them less time to worry and think about the stuff that's scary going on in the world. Provide them with activities to do either individually or with the family. It gives you opportunities to bond if you guys are doing things together, which again will kind of reestablish that sense of security and feeling safe. Research and try new crafts, activities, recipes, games, and try them together. Go on picnics, walks, bike rides if the weather is nice. Do a movie marathon and act out the scenes together. Read books, create books together, and make them a schedule, including designated times for school, work, and play. Talk to your kids in a way that talks about physical distancing and not so much social distancing. You've probably heard it on the media and through other places a lot that social distancing is not what we really want to do. Physical distancing is what we want to do. We want to stay far enough away from people that we're not contaminating each other and being exposed, but we want to stay connected. So help your child stay connected to friends, whether that's through text messages, video chats, phone calls, maybe even writing letters. They could be pen pals. Set aside time for them to spend with or talk with their special people in their lives as well, whether that's their grandma, auntie, babysitters, youth group leaders, or whoever that they have a connection with. Explain that even though we can't go over and see our friends, it doesn't mean we can't find time to be with them. Also, you want to be honest when they're asking you questions, but make sure you're being age appropriate. You don't want to make things worse by adding extra worry or making them feel more scared. But hiding things from your child can typically cause them more stress and damage your trust. Children are very perceptive and can usually tell when we're not being quite honest or being completely truthful. It is best to be honest about the importance of quarantine, hygiene, self-care, but you can do it in a way that's not scary and that's appropriate for each child's age. Be available to answer questions and reassure your child that it is okay for them to be confused, worried, scared, and have all these questions. Let them know it's okay to come to you with these questions. And again, for yourself, stay calm. Your child is watching and listening. They're very observant. They pick up on our emotions. They often are hearing what we're saying, even if we're in the other room and we don't even realize it. So just be careful of our conversations that we're having, and when there's a possibility that they can hear us. We often don't give them enough credit for how smart they can be. If you're stressed out and panicking, your kids are likely going to feel and react the same way. If they're seeing you behave this way and they can see that you're really worried and scared, then they're going to really feel like there's a legit reason to feel this way, and it's just going to make things worse for them. Try and stay calm. Save your adult conversations for when children are not around, and find other adults to vent to, and find resources of support for yourself. Don't use your child as a way to vent or talk about all your worries and everything that's scaring you. So it's okay for you to be worried and scared, but just make sure that we're using other adults and adult supports to deal with those feelings. It's also really important to take care of yourself. As parents, we can't take good care of our children if we're not happy and healthy and taking care of ourselves. So take time to meet your emotional and physical needs every day. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you're struggling, including professional help. Stay connected with friends, family, and other supports. Again, the larger our group is around us that we can talk to, reach out to, the safer we feel, the more comfortable we feel. It gives you a chance to talk. Keep doing things that make you feel good, whether that's bubble baths, cooking, cleaning, gardening, arts and crafts. Do things that you enjoy. Help protect your child's protective factors and supports. Spend quality time with your child. The more that you spend time with them, the better your bond is and the safer your child feels, and they feel like they can come to you and talk to you about things that are going on or their feelings. It makes them feel safe. Set up a time for your child to talk with other caregivers or important people in their lives. Again, the more positive people in our lives, the bigger our support system is, and the safer we feel, the more comfortable we feel. Ensure that your child's basic needs are being met, such as food, shelter, clothing. If we don't have those things, it's hard for us to make sure that other needs are met. So don't be afraid to ask for help or get information about your local resources that can help. You're not alone in this, and it's not your fault. Continue to be responsive and supportive and loving. When your child knows that you're listening, you will listen, that they'll get the nurturing and love and affection that they need during this time, then the better they're going to feel about things. And again, if your child is struggling and it's something that you're not being able to manage at home, or it's affecting other things in the life of the child, seek professional help. It's okay to ask for help. Again, don't be afraid to ask for help or seek other resources. Such resources maybe that could be in your area that could help. If you need help with food, childcare, medical insurance, contact your local Department of Jobs and Family Services. They typically have resources and stuff that can help with those things. If you're in Union County, you can call 211. They have a lot of information about different types of resources in your local area that may be able to help. And also, again, call your local mental health and recovery board for assistance with getting linked to mental health, substance abuse treatment providers, support groups, or other things that you may need. And again, really focus on strengths, having hope, and seeing the positives and talking about the positives. Try to avoid conversations about scary or negative events while your children are around. That just adds to their worry. Tell your children that things are going to be well, and that talk to them in positive ways. Tell them positive things about themselves. There's a list of positive things you can say to your child at www.binky.com. So this concludes our topic today of ways that we can help our child cope with COVID-19. Here are some references that I used to pull some of the information from that I shared with you today. They also have articles that you may be interested in, so feel free to check out these websites as well. Lots of good information about how to talk to your kids, activities that you can do with your kids, ways to support yourself, homeschooling, all these different things. So feel free to check these out. And thank you again for joining me today. Stay healthy, stay safe.